All right. Let's start with assessment criteria, merit 4M1. Analyze the financial costs and benefits of achieving a quality standard in a chosen organization. First, you need to focus on the command verb and its description because it states the whole outlay of the answer. It's all about definition, examples, then issues and problems, significance, and references. With that, coming towards the question, it's all about financial cost. It could be any cost which we have studied so far, uh, the budget, the variances, differences, all those things, income statement, balance sheet, and stuff, and the benefits. Cost, benefits. Now we can take this in the pros and cons sense as well. Financial constraint issue in terms of advantage and disadvantage because cost and benefits are related to each other. Then a quality standard in a chosen organization. Oftenly, I use multinational for the examples, but this time I used Almaray just to make sure that it's an SME and it's renowned as well. First, we're going to do the cost, advice, and consultancy. It's always a financial cost because it's related to a money. To meet the international standards such as ISO 22000 Food Safety Management System, like for the accountants, it's like you just call up the ISO standards and they're going to debrief what it means. It's just like that, and we did study it about it. Or the HACCP Hazard Analysis and Critical Control Points. Almaray must hire expert consultants. Um, okay. To assess its foods production, supply chain, and packaging processes. Now, these three things are quite intellectual and important in an organization, and when it's even an SME and they're supplying at a large pace, that means they need to be quite vigilant while utilizing with the food safety management systems and with the hazard control systems too. Estimated cost. What's the cost when they apply these international standards and regulate everything? It's around 500,000 to 2 million Saudi riyals. For example, Al Marai partnered with the food safety experts, that is the agencies, outsiders, externalities to ensure its dairy production met international hygiene and safety protocols. That is, these products can be exported too if they want to expand up their business. And people who go to Saudi and they love the products of Al Marai, they do bring back to the home as well. So it's important that we should go for the food safety for the quite, you can say, um, as a priority. Then comes importance. It identifies the gaps in existing quality processes. When they are going to work out with the two standards, only for the advice and consultancy, they are going to see whether there is a problem or was there any problem and did it fix it or not. It ensures compliance with Saudi Food and Drug Authority regulations, and obviously it's under it, so we need to comply with that. Reduces the risk of product recalls due to contamination issues. That is, if you take the measures beforehand, there will be no cost. But if you're not taking proper measures at the start or in between the process even, then you will have a big cost at the end as well because it's a huge comeback for a business when the products are contaminated or not up to the mark or standard. Then comes number two, new systems and processes. As a business, whether it's big, small, medium, we cannot rely with one system, procedure, or process. We need to change ourselves with the changing time. Achieving quality standards often requires upgrading production machinery, refrigeration units, packaging, and tracking systems. But all these points are related to the Almare because the example is like this. If you go ahead with a clothing manufacturer or a coffee shop or even a hospital, a small clinic, the points are going to vary. So it varies to organization and industry as well. Now the point is itself saying that for every department point discussion which we're going to have in an organization for the systems and processes installation, there is going to be a set standard and it needs to be met at all cost. The cost is 5 million to 20 million Saudi riyals. For example, Almarai invested in automated production lines. Everything is going to be automatic, not the man based now, to reduce human contamination risk and ensure consistent product quality because we people get sick as well, and we do have, or you can say, we possess high danger of contamination than the machineries if they are preserved most oftenly, like after every week. Then comes the importance. Enhances efficiency in milk processing and distribution. Whether to go in the farms and do everything by our own self, we have proper machineries now. Reduces wastage and operational downtime. How? Because we have proper contamination with that waste churning machines, which automatically just separates everything at the start. Then comes improved supply chain tracking and transparency. That is the tracking orders, the transportation salary, where the supply is going on, what's the outcome. Everything is going to be in this point number, new systems and processes. It's a part of a process. Sometimes the whole process is smooth, but there is an issue in the logistics part. So we need to resolve that. Then comes training cost. For whom? Obviously, for the employers, even for the suppliers as well. Employees need continuous training on quality control, hygiene protocols, and compliance with food safety standards. Although now the production department is being held by the machinery and everything, but again, you need to train the people because they're going to operate the machine. So for every step and for every process, you need to train the employees. It's mandatory. Cost 1 million to 5 million. For example, Almarai trained dairy farm staff and factory workers in the best hygiene practices and automated quality monitoring system. Now it's necessary that when you're even giving the training workshops to these people to upgrade their skills, that environment should be clean as well. With that, you need to emphasize on the cleanliness of each and every spec. Importance. It ensures employees understand and follow quality procedure, set standard and protocols. Reduces errors in milk production and packaging. Not more than the limit, not less than the limit. It's mandatory to overlook. Strengthens the compliance rules and regulations with Saudi international regulation. Like above, I think the second point was related to the drug one, and for overall process going on in the Almarai, you need to comply with the Saudi standards. Staffing to support the process, daily expenses and stuff like that. To maintain quality standards, that is, whatever the standard is already set, you need to maintain that as well, and it is always with the cost. Almarai must recruit quality control specialists, auditors, and compliance officers. Now, what it means, Almarai hired food safety inspectors and compliance managers to monitor the product quality at all production stages. Now, for this example, which is related to the staffing to support the process, it all means that for every department, we're having the heads, like head of the department, who is going to manage everything that things are going with the norm or not. Importance. It reduces the risk of legal penalties due to non-compliance. You're not going to be fined if you're doing everything right. Ensures high quality dairy products reach the consumers. That is, you are meeting the standard, and for that, you're doing proper check and balance. It helps maintain a good reputation and brand trends. That is the goodwill. It's important, and it do have Almarai do have a good brand reputation in the whole market. Okay, then comes number five. Cost of applying for the quality certification. Now, every organization do have and possess the certifications, and there is a cost to it. It's not free. We have to make it show that it's assigned and assessed by the auditors who approve everything. Quality certifications require application fees, periodic inspections, and renewal cost. What it is, application fees, you need to apply for the certification first for your company to be registered. Then periodic inspections, in which time frame and in what time frame you have achieved the milestones. And renewal cost, you need to renew as well, like our passports and identity cards. Cost 500,000 to 2 million. For example, Almaray regularly applies for and renews ISO and HACCP certifications to ensure global competitiveness. Now, there must be a question in your mind that it's an SME, but again, it is at the global peak. Why? Any thought into it?
Sorry, ma'am, what's the question?
The question is, though the Almaray is an SME, right? But again, they are trying their best to be at the global competitiveness. What's the reason behind it? It's a general question, but needs to be in your mind, every student. Any idea? You people can say yes or no.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Throughout this course, what we have learned that you need to use examples of SMEs, right? Every person and every entrepreneur who has a dream that they need to be competing at a global level, they want to be a multinational one day as well. That is why they are trying to opt those ISO standards which are for the multinationals. It's not mandatory that SME should use this, but they're trying their best so that they should have a good repute and soon they can become a multinational. This question should be in your mind. Well, importance or significance, it improves market credibility and international trade opportunities. That is, you can compete and you can trade with the trading blocks and chains. It enables Almarai to compete with the premium dairy brands. You people told me about Nadik and other brands as well. Reduces liabilities and risk associated with the food safety issues. Liabilities, the creditors, the dues. Because obviously, if the business itself is amazing, it's running up amazingly, you have enough revenues and reserves at the back, then you don't need any loans or debt. Marketing and communication. Once Almirai achieves a new quality certification, the company must invest in advertisement and consumer awareness campaigns. That is, going up for board. For making sure that whatever they are doing and whatsoever they have invested and spent so far, they can tell the people so that audience can be attracted. The cost is going to be and is 3 million to 8 million. For example, after achieving HACCP certification by the ISO, Almaria launched a social media campaign and TV ads highlighting its commitment to food safety. Now, this is what is important again to think that not every brand is able to advertise on the billboards or to uh, go for the advertisements on the TVs or YouTubes or different social media channels. There is a cost to it. And first they buy the certifications and then their ads are run. In the developing nations, it's mostly bribe because it's easy to go for the, corruption and everything. But in the developed nations, there is a whole process for it. Importance. It enhances consumer trust and loyalty. Obviously, when they're watching up the ads and advertisements again and again, definitely they're going to be attracted towards and automatically you build up a whole team of the consumers. Strengthens brand positioning in the Saudi Arabian global markets. Even in the global markets, in the global competes, Al Marai has a very good say. Boost sales and consumer preferences for the certified products. And obviously, when you have enough certifications, people are going to buy up your products. Your profit is going to boom up and your reputation as well. Good news story, public relations strategy. Now, what it is publicizing quality achievements through news articles. That is, your business is being advertised in different news articles, newspapers, digest, readers, magazines, press releases. Like many shows are being sponsored by different brands. You must have seen what it is. It's a good news story, public relations strategy, how things goes on. And the CSR initiatives improves brand reputation. That is, you're spending on the sustainability factors. With that, you are helping out the localities as well. Cost 1 to 3 million. Example, Al Murray published an official statement in Saudi newspapers about its commitment to quality and sustainability after winning an international food safety award. Like there are different brands. If I talk about my country, there's like two big competitors in the packed spices, that's Shan and National Foods. So Shan is always at the first priority because they're working for it. There's a lot of cost. Importance builds brand credibility. People know that whatever this brand is gonna be doing, it's going to be perfect for us, though it's not true. Everything is fake. Differentiates Almaray from competitors like Natick and Al Safi. Attracts investors. Why it differentiates? Let me tell you this. Because This company is investing in those certifications which are required for the multinationals. They're driving and thriving in this field way too uh, fast. Attract investors in the business partnerships and
I know
people.
these brands are available all around the world, ma'am. These all
Yeah,
brands are available in all around the world.
I haven't seen Nadak yet,
We
but
Bengalis
Almarai
speak
do.
this. Yeah. Yes,
But
that's true.
maybe in Bangladesh because I've never been to. Maybe there.
Mm. Ma'am, those
Yes.
for that example. So I just remember it came in my mind. So when I was on right now I'm on vacation, so I've seen this. They're like Pakistani food spices, like those masala, really quite demanding. So even I've noticed even
Even in Saudi as well, I have seen. Though there is, I think, when I was there, we used to use
yes,
mehran.
ma'am.
So it's again, it's a
Yes, ma'am.
brand, but we are addicted
Abroad,
to our
yeah.
taste. These things and these products are readily available even at the um, airports and everywhere, even in the supermarkets, not the local ones, supermarkets. But again, it is expensive. It's quite expensive. Okay. Now till slide number 12, we did the benefits, cost. Now we are going towards benefits. Financial benefits of achieving a quality standard at Almaray. First, it's consumer trust and sales growth, increment in it. Consumers prefer brands with quality certifications leading to higher demand. Though we know that all brands do possess certifications, but we have a trust inbuilt as well. We have a credibility to them because our forefathers were using it and it's an excellent one, so we are going to be attracted towards all the time. For example, after Almarai received ISO 22000 certification, its daily sales increased by 15% in Saudi Arabia. So you can imagine in the other states what will be the ratio. Certifications matter a lot. Estimated revenue increased to 50 million to 200 million annually. That's again a lot. Higher market value and competitive edge. You're going to have more reputation, goodwill, and again the competition too. Al Safi and Nadik, they are side by side. Certified companies can enter the new markets and charge premium prices for higher quality products. That is, they can charge high, they can charge low. It depends on their um just forgot that word reserve and break even point. Yes, that's a break even point where there's no loss, no profit. For example, Almira certification helped expand its export business to GCC countries and North Africa. Now, it's not mandatory that small, medium enterprise is always restricted to your own country all the time. They grow. They grow nationally, they grow internationally as well, and globally too, but not everywhere. Multinationals are those companies which operate in all over the globe, each and every continent, sectors, countries. Now, in Dubai, in United Arab Emirates, Rosanna told in the Bangladesh as well, they can find Al Banai, right? So it means they have a trade with those countries. There's a trading bloc. Okay. Then comes the market value increase. When you're going to invest in yourself, in your company with the certifications and different things, ultimately you are going to increase up with the cost as well and worth too, the reputation from 100 to 500 million. Then comes reduction in product recalls and legal cost. Product recalls, the one which are demanding most. They are liked by the people. Legal cost, there is always a cost by the regulatory bodies and government. Quality compliance lowers the risk of contaminated product recalls and regulatory fines. What it means if you're going to take correct measures before the making of the product and in between as well, definitely you will reduce up the cost and recalls as well for repair or to work on it more. For example, in 2018, Almarai avoided major legal penalties by following strict HACCP protocols preventing milk contamination issues. And this was the reason they shifted to the automated, um, you know, machineries, and production department because there was a lot of issue coming with estimated savings 10 million to 50 million because you have to pay so much money and salaries to the people you have employed, and the production departments are huge. But when everything is automated, it depends on the machinery, it definitely reduces the cost. There is an initial cost, but afterwards you recover it. Improved employee performance and efficiency. Training and system upgrades enhance employee productivity, reducing errors and waste. And people also want upgradation in their lifestyles, just like the working environment and the pay. So it's important when we are going to train them, we are going to provide them with an upgradation of the skills. They will be motivated enough to work, and they won't be leaving the organization too. For example, Almaray's automated dairy processing system reduced production errors by 30%, increasing efficiency because everything has been controlled by the men, but the machineries, and there is a lot more chance of profit and revenue when we go for these steps. Cost and savings for it 20 million to 100 million. While the initial investment is high, that is, the starting money is quite high at the end, the long term benefits which we're going to receive at the saturated period includes higher sales, more revenue, brand trust, good loyalty, and good market reputation. Market expansion, you're not restricted to Saudi and its cities, you're slowly and gradually moving towards your own continent. Arab and operational efficiency, the daily cost far outweigh the cost. And definitely, when the benefits are so many, the cost doesn't matter at all. The initial investment. By maintaining strict quality certifications, Almaray strengthens its industry leadership, improves consumer confidence, and secures sustainable growth in Saudi and global dairy markets. And because they're working so hard for this, they are getting the fruit at the end as well, a good reputation and high sales. Okay. Then comes the last assessment criteria, that is the 4D one for this learning outcome and the lecture as well. Evaluate the moral and ethical imperatives for organizations to achieve quality standards in relation to organizational sustainability. First, you need to focus on the command verb. Evaluate means first start with the definition of the main points from the questions, then a small example if you want to add, then whatever the point is mentioned in your indicative content, whether it's 5, 6, 10, or even more than that. First, explain that point what it means. Then add five strengths and weaknesses for every point the same way, and cumulatively add similarities and differences, judgment, and conclusion. This is the way to attempt command verb evaluate. Okay, good. Then the question is the moral and ethical, that is all about the norms, cultures, and ethics for the organizations to achieve quality standards in relation to sustainability. That is, you need to achieve the quality standards as well. You know it is expensive in the start and you retrieve the cost afterwards in the form of benefits and revenues. But we need to work on the sustainability factor as well. So we are going to do that. Again, all the points are from your indicative content. Okay. In the United Arab Emirates (UAE), small and medium enterprises (SMEs) play a critical role in economic development, job creation, and innovation. Not only the big ones, the small companies too work and have a huge contribution in economic development. That is, working on the indicators of the macroeconomics, inflation, employment, interest rates, money supply, fiscal policy, and balance of payment. Job creation, creating more and more job opportunities, whether for the internationals or the nationals, and innovations, being innovative, being unique. However, achieving quality standards is not just a business requirement, it's a moral and ethical responsibility. That is, you're not going to vanish everything for the terms of money and cost. You need to work for the society as well, for the ethics, for everything. SMEs must balance, have an equilibrium, profitability with ethical labor practices. That is, you have to gain more and more profit maximization and abnormal profits too. But you need to make sure that whether you are complying with the labor laws or not. Then comes environmental protection. That is all the triple bottom line concept in the like earth planet, that one. Corporate social responsibility. You're working for the environment, for the people in terms of awareness, working in different NGOs and helping other people. And good governance to ensure long term sustainability and public trust. And the governance as well is an important factor that you are governing each and every factor quite mindfully and you're affiliating with the government as well. This evaluation, because once you know you gain the trust of the consumers, it gets quite easy for you people to thrive the competition and in the market as well. This evaluation examines the strengths and weaknesses, arguments for and against, and perspectives on how quality, similarities, and differences as well. Standards impact the moral and ethical imperatives of SMEs in United Arab Emirates. Protecting the environment. Environmental sustainability involves reducing pollution, minimizing waste, conserving resources, and adopting eco friendly practices. Now, itself, environment is word in where we people live, and we need to protect it because of so many other things we are doing to it. First, we need to curb the problem of pollution. Then, whatever the waste we are doing it, we can try our best to reduce it at least. And then, whatsoever resources are left, like in in Pakistan, Rawalpindi, twin city of Islamabad, we are having an alarming situation of water crisis there. People are having so much problem there, even the residents too, because of the drought. People have no rain at the moment. So it's a big, big problem. Air adopting eco-friendly practices, the one which is going to restrict up the resources to vanish, and we can work more efficiently and for a very long period of time. Strengths. Regulatory compliance, adhering to the environmental standards like Vision 2030 and Net Zero by 2050 initiatives help SMEs avoid legal penalties because they know that this is the vision and this is the boundary and we need to work for it. Then cost savings, implementing energy efficient practices like using solar energy or water recycling reduces operational cost. Not only with the solar, we can go for the wind as well and to better use water in an efficient manner. So that first it reduces the expense and it's an easier way to resolve the problem of environment. Competitive advantage. Sustainable practices attract eco-conscious consumers and investors. That's true because of the so much awareness going on at the moment, people are finding out the companies which definitely work on these factors. That's the protecting environment and sustainability, CSR. Weaknesses, however, are high initial costs, lot of investment you need and deserves at the same time. Implementing green technologies and sustainable raw materials requires significant investment, huge chunky amount. How then come the limited awareness. SMEs lack knowledge about environmental regulations and green initiatives. These are only few. Now, many of the SMEs are working on the initiatives and to purposefully help up the environment. And that is the reason they are getting so much popular. For example, a Dubai based SME in packaging replaced single use plastics with a biodegradable alternatives, aligning with the UAE's plastic ban policy. This boosted consumer loyalty and brand reputation. Rather than using plastic bags for the grocery and for the food shopping, we can use the jute bags. Conclusion. Environmental protection is an ethical duty for the SMEs, like its mandation. While the costs are high initially, the long term benefits, including regulatory compliance with the government, financial savings reserves, more reserves, and consumer trust loyalty, make a valuable investment. That is, the initial cost is high, but the return is higher than that, like double, triple the amount you have invested in it. Ethical labor and employment practices. Ethical labor practices involves fair wages, being equivalent with everyone, safe working conditions, the working environment, both genders, diversity. If you want to diversify in any field or department, you can do that. Like you don't want to work in R&D anymore, we can shift to HR now. And employee well-being, asking their well-being, the benefits which we have assigned to them, everything. Legal compliance. UAE labor laws requires minimum wage, just like in UK and everything. We have a minimum wage hour and hourly pay rate. A student is in a different payment criteria, and for the others, it's different. Adherence, workplace safety, and anti-discrimination policies that everyone is same, and the safety is a priority. It increases the productivity that is happy and fair Fairly treated employees contribute to higher productivity and lower turnover rates. That is, when they're going to happy, you're trying your best as a company to fulfill their demands and needs, and they're with the excellent condition, they're not going to return you out. They're going to stay in your organization for a very longer period of time. And ultimately, it reduces the recruitment cost for the company. It enhances employer brand, employer, the one who has employed you. Companies known for ethical employment attract top talent. That is, the environment, the way they behave and act, it matters a lot nowadays when you're being in the corporate sector. 24. Weaknesses, however, is risk of non-compliance. Many SMEs struggle to meet minimum wage and worker safety requirements due to financial constraint because they have not enough reserves and money. When they're not having it, how they can go for the good package salary and the excellent working conditions. Cultural barriers. In UAE, SMEs with a diverse workforce face challenges in ensuring equal opportunities for all nationalities, and that's true. Every nationality is treated differently. The visa processing, the way they live, the community they live in, everything varies a lot. For example, a Sharjah based construction SME implements strict safety protocols and higher wages, leading to 50% decrease in workplace injuries and a 25% increase in work retention. That is obviously when you're giving them an excellent environment, the cost is going to be ultimately reduced by for your organization. Because when a person gets ill or he's been injured, you need to pay for them. They're not going to pay. And in this way, what is happening? The people are less distracted and they're working more. Conclusion: ethical labor practices are non negotiable for sustainability. That is, there is no chance that you can do any upgradation or low gradation in it. You need to do it as it is. While the financial challenges exist, fair treatment of employees leads to better performance, reduced turnover, and compliance with the UAE labor laws. And what it means when we work on the fair treatment of employees, it's not only for the benefits which we adhere to them, it's all about the performance which we receive and the people who leave the work organization less labor turnover and everything what you are doing, the acts you are doing, they are compelled by the government of UAE. Then comes growing talent. That is more skilled workers and everything. Developing talent through training, mentorship, and career growth opportunities ensures long-term sustainability. Training, that is, you're just polishing them up a little bit more. Mentorship, there is someone like with you, your senior managers, the MDs, and everyone. Career growth opportunities. Whatsoever you're doing, you can do another work as well. You're not restricted to do the part-time work or any gaining up with the certifications or even a degree. Like many people who work in the organization, they do attend master classes. What they're doing, they're working on their career at the same time. Increased innovation, continuous learning enhances employee skills and productivity. When you're working on their skills and productivity, definitely there's a chance that you're going to be innovative. Higher employee retention, SMEs that invest in training retain skilled workers because you are already investing in them. When you have invested enough, they're going to come up with an excellent output and they're going to be in the organization for a very longer period of time. They cannot leave soon. Stronger market position. Knowledgeable employees drive company success because every employee do have a group and they do have success everything and they discuss as well. So when they do these things, ultimately you have a good repute in the market. However, training cost. SMEs often lack the funds for employee training programs because already the budget is quite constrained. Limited access to resources. Small businesses may struggle to provide advanced learning platforms, that is the one which is free, but it requires good certifications and tools. For example, a fintech startup in Abu Dhabi partnered with the universities to offer free digital financing training. Like there are so many companies who are offering different certifications on digital courses, digital intelligence, and SME, SCCP, and so many things, resulting in a 30% productivity increase. And that's mandatory nowadays. When we apply for a job as well, they do see your certification that what you know and how you can apply that as well. For conclusion, investing in talent growth is ethically responsible and beneficial for the SMEs. That is, it's correct that you should do investment in this While training costs are high, it is expensive initially. A skilled workforce ensures innovation and sustainability, but it's a guarantee that when you're investing in them, they are working day and night and they are trying their best to understand the concepts. They're going to come up with something new. CSR. CSR involves giving back to the community through charitable work, environmental conservation, and fair business practices. That is, from NGOs going for good work and everything. Then, how we're protecting up the environment and fair business practices, performing equilibrium in every aspect. Strengths, brand loyalty. Consumer prefers business that supports social causes. That is, we can say that those companies who are affiliated with the NGOs and with the good cause work, people do get attracted. Stronger business relation, ethical business attract investors and partnerships, the ones which are more into it. Rest, it's in a general, like nowadays it's a huge site that people are more interested in the CSR activities and those companies which are promoting greener things. Government incentives. The UAE government rewards CSR driven businesses. That is, whatever the business or whatsoever industry you work in, you are going to get rewarded if it is a CSR driven business because every business cannot be CSR. Few businesses can be and they can opt for it. You need a budget, you need to work on it. You cannot just leave it. Weaknesses, financial burden. SMEs may struggle to allocate funds for the social initiatives, that is, getting the certifications and doing a conglomerate with your fellow beings, that is, the competitors. Short term focus. Some SMEs view CSR as a one time activity rather than a long term commitment. What it means that because it's expensive, many companies, which are SMEs, they think that for once if they did, it's all right. But that's not true. You need to do it again and again to have a good reputation in the market. For example, a Dubai based SME in food delivery launched a campaign to donate meals to low income workers during Ramadan, improving public perception and consumer trust. Like if you buy one meal, another person is going to get the free meal who is going to be underprivileged. So it's a strategy. You're benefiting the company as well, and the people are also getting benefited because they're getting the food in reality. Conclusion. CSR enhances business reputation and community support. That is the goodwill of the company, and with that, you're going to have a support from the community, the whole industry. While financial commitment is required, CSR builds long term consumer loyalty and strengthens the sustainability. Though it is expensive on the start, in the end, the benefits are quite large in number. But again, you need to be loyal with the consumer base as well. And the factor of sustainability is always there. That is, you need to be striving for a very prolonged period. Then comes good governance. Good governance ensures transparent decision making. That is, nothing is hidden or hideous. Everything is known to the people who are getting into the discussion and the people who will be benefited from it. Ethical leadership and accountability. That is, excellent leaders, and everything is fairly treated. Strengths, trust, and credibility. Ethical leadership builds public confidence. Why? Because you're already listed at the stock exchange, people are buying up the shares. Investors' confidence, business with transparent governance attract foreign investments, that is FDI. And with the macroeconomic indicator, FDI is also the important one. I forgot that earlier, but FDI is very important. It boosts up your economy and GDP as well, gross domestic product, and GNP as well, gross net profit of the whole country. Regulatory compliance reduces the risk of legal issues and foreign. That is obviously you're going to the the error rate is going to be less from the scam alerts. Weaknesses, bureaucratic challenges. SMEs may struggle with excessive regulations because it's new, it's easy to hinder them up, and it's expensive for them as well because they're gaining and they're entering the market for the very first time and the certifications too. Limited governance structure. Small businesses often lack formal policies. Why? Because already everything is infinite. For example, an SME in Ras Al Khaimah adopted an anti corruption policy, making their business more attractive to global investors. Because of the anti corruption policy, if they have invested in it, it means it's going to be a company in which there is way too less chances that there's going to be any fraudulent activity or a fringent activity. Conclusion. Good governance is essential for trust, compliance, and investor attraction. Why? Because it's mandatory. When you are working on the factor of governance, it's important you attract the other body, but with the good positive negative energies. While SMEs may face bureaucratic hurdles, it's not easy to get the certifications and approvals. Ethical leadership ensures long term growth and success. But if your leadership is an excellent way, you know how to lead, then you can be sustained in the market for a very long period of time. Final evaluation and conclusion of the whole points which we did. Moral and ethical imperatives. These are protecting the environment, ethical labor practices, growing talent, CSR, good governance. These were the points from your indicative content. And these were the summary of strength, weaknesses, overall importance. Should I rate this table? Because it's just a summary of what we did.
I guess, ma'am, no needed because we already.
Uh,
Maybe I think overall importance, I guess.
okay, overall importance, all right. For the protecting the environment, the importance is essential for sustainability. It's a fact. When you're a sustainable business and you want to opt for sustainability, that is, you need to strive in the industry for a long period of time, it's important that you should protect the environment. If the environment is going to be dismantled and it's not going to be at the stated mark, definitely there will be no cost to run up a business. Ethical labor practices, crucial for employee retention. When you're going to have laws and regulations and accreditations for the labor, they are going to stay in your business for a very long period of time because it's not easy to recruit again and again. It has cost. Growing talent, long term business success. Why? When you're going to skill up the workers who are already in your organization with certifications, with career opportunities, there is going to be a chance that the business is going to be successful uh, more than 5, 10, 20, 50 years because you're investing in them. CSR, important for social impact because definitely it too has a social impact on everyone, life and priorities. Good governance, critical for the business stability. Why governance is critical for sustainability? Because it has so many bureaucracies, certifications, standards, and you need to literally go each and every day to the governmental bodies and agencies because they're not readily available for you only. And when you're an SME, it's more problematic. So that is why it's critical for the sustainable stability. But once you gain the certifications, approvals, it gets easy for you to strive further. Clear the importance for every point for the moral and ethical imperative.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Rest the weakness and strengths, we did it. It's just in points. Then comes the conclusion. The moral and ethical imperatives for the organizations to achieve quality standards play a crucial role in ensuring long term sustainability, stakeholder trust, and competitive advantage. Why we are working and emphasizing on the ethical and moral imperatives points, key highlights for the success of an organization and quality standards, most importantly, because first, it helps you to be sustainable. Then you gain the trust of each and every part and kinds of stakeholders, whether they're consumers, producers, suppliers, government. And competitive advantage, that is, you have something unique. You possess something different from others. While achieving these standards may involve financial cost, that is, whether it is in the form of money, revenue, or a drawback, operational adjustments and cultural shifts, the long term benefits outweigh the challenges. That is, with this, if there is a cost, if you work on the adjustments on the daily basis for the daily task and you're opting for different people from different culture, it can lead with the benefits rather than problematic issues. Protecting the environment. Now, these are the points. Again, which we just did right now, assembly leads to regulatory compliance, cost savings, and enhanced brand reputation. That is obviously when you work with the environment factor, you need to work for every governmental laws and regulation which is associated to your company and industry. Then you need to save up the cost as well, use ethical measures, enhance brand reputation by keeping up and doing those things which ultimately increase your goodwill. Then create a positive workplace, improve productivity, and reduces the employee turnover. Definitely, when you're going to fulfill the requirements of of the employees, which is necessity of them, yet they are going to be prolonger in your organization. Growing talent, CSR, good governance. It fosters innovation, increases competitiveness, and ensures business continuity. When you're going to scale them up, you're going to give them certifications and working for their needs and wants perfectly, they are going to work quite excellently. Like they won't be miserable at all. They're going to give benefit to the company. Strengthens the customer loyalty, enhances community relations, and attract investors. When you work with a CSR instinct, the base of the consumers gets strong. With that, you build a good relation with the community as well, because it with the partner countries as well even, and it attracts the investors too. That is the share a stakeholder. Then ensures transparency, opaqueness, translucent, ethical leadership. The leadership style is going to be an excellent one, not the autocratic or um, the other one was centralized. And legal compliance, fostering trust and credibility, laws, regulations, um, abide by the government and the bodies. For the businesses, especially small and medium enterprises, SMEs, to thrive, they must balance profitability with ethical responsibilities. With money, revenue, sales, you need to be compliant with the ethics as well. In the United Arab Emirates, the government's emphasis on sustainability, responsible business practices, and economic diversification further reinforces the need for the quality standards. And it is quite high there, not the other countries as well, but like it's mandatory, you need to uh, thrive the standards, quality achievement through so many steps. By embracing these imperatives, businesses not only mitigate risk, eliminate risk, or bar it improves the efficiency but also contributes to societal well being and long term economic stability. You're benefiting the society, the culture, the humans as well, the species too, and you are going to be sustained in this industry for a very long period of time. Therefore, organizations must continuously invest in ethical leadership, sustainability, and employee well being to remain resilient, being consistent, and future proof in an evolving global market that is being sustained in the market because you're opting these points. It will give a surety that you are going to be successful one day. That's it. We are done with the complete 4D1 assessment criteria and the course as well.